up, my little tattletales? And what's up, Sussex Squad? Y'all, it's only a matter of time, wasn't it? The palace once again has reared its racist head, but this time we have some proof. We always have proof, but everybody wanted to be like, oh, Meghan's too uppity, Meghan is too this, Meghan's privileged. And they always made excuses on why the racism to Meghan Markle, right, didn't count, right? She's not really black. There was always reasons why it didn't count. But now we have someone that is undeniable that has experienced a racist incident from the Queen's favored lady in waiting, someone so beloved that Charles still kept her in the royal fold and gave her the title and position of, I believe, Lady of the House or Lady of the Household. Somebody that is so in royal fold was godmother, is godmother to the heir to the British throne, Prince William. But not only did that happen, we're going to get into that racist events and the way they're scrambling to deny it. One of the ways that they came out and told us that they are very much not a racist family is they issued a little press release about how they apologized and, who said that? And, she's out of here. Until the actual victim of said racism came out and said the palace lied. They made zero effort to contact her. And then once that came out, the palace came out with their, bumbling British accents, and then said the lady had left her position, not fired, but she stepped down. You guys, let's get into this because I am tired. How many times do people have to tell you that they don't like you? How many times have they tell you they are racist? And to all my Americans, of course I'm American. What's up, y'all? I want to explain something about British racism. In America, we know where it's racism, right? The store security officer, there's 50 people at the store. The store security officer has been following you around for 30 minutes, and you're the only one in the store that look like they got any money in their bank account. You're the only one that looks like your bank account's not overdraft, and store security is following you like white on rice, right? Over in Saltine Island, right, where Lord Baltimore and Lady for a Personality, Katie lives, racism is different, but it's no less detrimental and no less insidious. Again, can we tell racism in America? Yes, the cop has his foot. I'm not even gonna make that. Excuse me for making that analogy. The cop literally has you searching everybody in the car because they said that your tail light was out. Mind you, you drive a 2028 Tesla, right? This is how racism in America looks. However, right? Racism in the UK is way more insidious. To quote my good friend Zubair, what's up, Zubair? Zubair Ahmed Saeed, what's up, right? When somebody asks you, and we're going to talk about the incident, where are you from? In America, because we are a nation of immigrants and we are proud of that, somebody asking you where you're from is actually a compliment because it's not that they don't consider you American, right? They just want to know your heritage. They want to know your culture. It's literally when somebody says, hey, where are you from? Because at the end of the day, unless you came on the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Marie, or you are a direct descendant of enslaved people, and of course, indigenous, least of all, but first and foremost, you are indigenous who were here first. So unless you're indigenous, or the Nina, Pinta, Santa Maria, or you are the descendant of enslaved people, everybody else is an immigrant. Everyone. So to ask somebody where are you from in America, it's a compliment. Not a compliment in the UK. When I first got to the UK, I was actually yes, we're doing a story time. Hang with me, Sussex Squad. I'm going somewhere with this. When I first got to the UK, I was actually a little shocked and taken aback. But not for the way you think, right? Because I saw blonde hair, blue-eyed people being treated horribly. I saw, and it was weird. It was weird to me. Why? Because in America, there's I don't want to get into a history lesson, but there is if you read The Warmth of Other Suns by Isabel Wilkerson, it is a great historical piece, super interesting to read. I mean it. It reads like it's a great TV show or a novel, but it's all 100% factual. They say how it used to be that the only people that were white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, right? And then that definition got expanded. How the definition get expanded? Well, they made a deal. We will let you be white, but you must show that, one, you are willing to brutally uphold racism, and two, you must then be the guards and the gatekeepers to keep everybody out. It used to be only white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. Irish, Italians were considered less than dirt, right? Jewish people, Black people, all in the same boat. However, because of skin color, they kept opening that depth. Now we consider Italian people white. Now, and I keep saying to people in America, being white has nothing to do with your actual skin color. It is a social construct meant to keep a hierarchy in place where the very rich take from the very poor. But instead of answering to that and us looking at the people in the big hill like, wait a second, we can't pay our rent, but you got 748 billion. What you think? Should we go raid the house? They don't want people thinking like that. So what did they do? They made a promise or a social contract. Even though you will never have as much as us because we're rich, right? You will always have more than the people below you. So you will be king to someone. Who those people below keeps expanding. It went to Irish, Italian. Now they're even trying to say Armenian. Kim Kardashian is white. Now, I know her mom's white, but Armenian, I remember 15 years ago when Armenian was not considered white. But again, white is a social contract. Now, where am I going with this, right? Where am I going? In the UK, to see a Hungarian woman, a Polish man treated with racism, disrespect, ill, repellent. Because over there, it doesn't matter the color of your skin. It does, but they'll even look at other white people that in America would be, in fact, that's actually why, I'm not going to get into politics, but if you think about it, that's actually why Indian Americans and Latino Americans have had such a hard time, the ones that want to, making a jump to whiteness, because they're too varied, right? Most Indians' complexion, they're the same color as Black people or darker. Most Latinos, it's a tapestry, right? It's a tapestry. So there's no way they can look on the application and say, oh, it's a Latino man, Indian man, and there's no way to guarantee that they'll have a white skin or at least uphold whiteness. Again, this is all BS. It's social construct. So again, in the UK, it is very much about your lineage. It's very much about where you're from. However, again, Black people in the UK get it the worst. We're not going to go into that, but let me just go into the ways the bear really eloquently said how they other people, right? It goes on to say that he's speaking as someone who is non-white in the UK. We all get that question. It isn't about getting to know someone, but more trying to make that person feel like they don't belong there. Do you understand the insidious nature? It's not even insidious. It was outright brutality that she went up to a woman at an event that she was being honored at, that she deserved to be at even more than that woman that came up and talked to her. But the woman said, literally took away her personal sovereignty, brushed her hair away, and said, looked at her name, where are you from, right? The lady actually has a transcript of what she said. Where are you from? She said to that. She said, I have mixed feelings about yesterday's visit to Buckingham Palace. 10 minutes after arriving, the member of staff, Lady S.H., Lady Hussey, former Lady Hussey, approached me, moved my hair to see my name badge. A conversation took place. She said, this is a conversation that took place. Where are you from? Sister Space? No. Where do you come from? This is in a crowded room. Literally, this woman, this curdled milk fest, saw this woman and decided she wanted to make her feel small. She said, we're based in Hackney. No. What part of Africa are you from? I don't know. They didn't leave any records. I know that's right. Back her up. She said, well, you must know where you're from. I spent time in France. Where are you from? Here, UK. No, but what nationality are you? I am born here and I am British. She already knew what time it was and she knew what the girl was trying to do. She said, no. She said, no, but where do you really come from? Where do your people come from? She said, my people. Lady, what is this? Good for her for standing up for herself. She said, oh, I can see I'm going to have a challenge getting you to say where you're from. When did you first come here? Lady, I am British. I'm a British national. My parents came here in the 50s when, oh, I knew we'd get there in the end. You're Caribbean. No, lady, I am of African heritage, Caribbean descent, and British nationality. Oh, so you're from. Now listen, right? I get the fact, and good for her, she stood up for herself. I'm proud she stood up for herself. But at the end of the day, you need to ask the carnage that was left. She said she felt shocked, appalled, almost brought the tears. If you've ever been a minority, especially Black, you know that feeling where that instant in a crowded room where everybody is laughing, joking, you have living lives, right? Maybe even ordering from McDonald's. Somebody comes and literally it's not about taking your joy. It's about letting you know that for whatever reason, you're subhuman to them, that you don't count. And it's more violent because you look around and you're so in shock that someone would do something so insulting to you that you don't know how to react. And even if you reacted the correct way, like she did, you still feel so disrespected and devalued that you really don't know where to take this. You guys, it was pathetic. So let's talk about this person. Lady SH, Lady Suzanne Hussey. I'm not pronouncing it right. Known during Queen Elizabeth's time as Her Majesty's most loyal lady in waiting, right? She comes from royal blood. She's trash. She looks like curdled milk, right? Omid Scooby said, yesterday's event should have been a moment to uplift and support. The fact that Fulani, a prominent figure providing the only safe space in Britain for Black survivors of domestic violence, made to feel this way by seeing your palace aides is unforgivable. And if you don't live in the UK and you don't understand the sheer violence behind what she did, please just listen, because it is. That's the thing about racism. On different continents, it manifests in different ways, but it all has the same effect. And just because you don't recognize it doesn't mean it's not as destructive. And if you lived in a society, it would not be as destructive, right? Now, the thing about it is Buckingham Palace then sat there and lied and said they offered an apology. They lied and said they offered an apology. They said we take this incident extremely seriously and have investigated immediately to establish the full details. In this instance, unacceptable and deeply regrettable comments have been made. We've reached out to Ms. Fulani. I believe her name is Ngozi Fulani, on this matter, and are inviting her to discuss all elements of her experience in person if she wishes. In the meantime, the individual concerned would like to express her profound apologies for the hurt caused and has stepped aside from her honorary role with immediate effect. All members of the household are being reminded of the diversity and inclusivity policies which are required to uphold at all times. You guys, except for the victim of their violence, came out and said, and this is the thing why the palace keeps losing. They are ancient dinosaurs that will once be turned into fossils. Their bones will turn into fossils that we'll use to light our homes and move our cars. The fact that they still somehow think by lying because they control all the news sources that they can get away with it. Thank God there is Twitter, Instagram, and other sources. Ngozi Fulani tells me she hasn't heard from the palace, received an apology after the resignation of the aide who made the racially efficient remarks. Also, she says the incident is evidence of racism in the royal family and calls for anti-raci training to be rolled out across all households. So let me get this straight. And I don't even think that girl really resigned. I really don't. I think that she'll still be invited to all the events, but not in an official capacity, just because, you know, she was in the neighborhood. Let me just say this, right? When it happened to Meghan, everybody had all these excuses. What's their excuse with this woman? She shouldn't have been standing there. That's just the way she is. Old curdled milk face is 83 years old. Why did this happen? She is part of the royal court. She is William's godmother. You really think William's godmother is not attending any more things? When are we going to admit that the monarchy is a deeply flawed racist system? It is built into their DNA. That's how they got their wealth, by oppressing, by colonizing, by brainwashing. They are nothing but savages that learned how to finally take showers and put their stolen jewels, wash them in blood, and put them in tiaras. When will we see that the monarchy is just, it's not outdated? They are bumbling fools. They are bumbling fools, but it goes deeper than that. The reason why that people are holding on tooth and nail is because their existence is a symbol to the world of the hierarchy. Everyone else, and then us. Everybody else, and then them. That is what they want to perpetrate. And they sit there with, and the fact that we even give them respect, even in America, because they are a symbol of where our hierarchy falls. And the fact that everybody that doesn't look like them can have a place in this world, as long as we understand we are there to serve them, to prop them up, to kiss their butts, to kiss their rings. And we better not speak too loud, and we better know our place. And it doesn't matter if our exotic DNA gives us beauty that they can never possess as they reach older in age. It doesn't matter that our DNA makes us more capable, more capable in every way. It doesn't matter if we are smarter, brighter, more talented. It doesn't matter if we can take everything they do and do it 1,000,000 times better. Because the magic, the secret to their recipe is the fact that their blood makes them better. And even at their worst, they are 1,000,000 times better than our best. And even at their worst, we will still bow down and kiss their rings. You guys, when this happened with Meghan, everybody had 1,000,000 excuses. What's the excuse now? This has been happening for years. Unfortunately, Miss Fulani was the latest victim. But the fact that at this point, the palace is not even trying to do right, it's lying, it's covering up, it's making statements because they think they run stuff. They think the BBC, the Telegraph, the Daily Mail are going to run their version of events, so they can sit there and let a woman who was invited for the palace PR to make the palace look like they were doing something, and like they cared, and like they weren't dinosaurs. They were invited by the palace to make them look good. And they literally stole that shine, humiliated her, let her know, basically did a racism, humiliated her. And then instead of making it right, they sit there and they lie. They sat there and they lied about even apologizing. You guys, and they thought they were going to get away with it. I am waiting for Harry's tell-all book, and I'm waiting for Meghan's tell-all book, because if this is what this poor woman went through, I can imagine what Meghan went going through this. And I don't want to hear, well, Meghan should. I don't care. At this point, it's the racist fault. Listen, down with the monarchy. Literally. You know what? I'm not even going to say it because I don't want to get demonetized. Down with the monarchy. May those diamonds and everything else they stole in blood be returned to the rightful owners. And may this weird thing that we have all been brainwashed into the hierarchy of society, and we hide behind titles and blood, it's all BS. You guys, I hope this woman definitely get what she deserves. I'm going to do some more in-depth reporting on it because, baby, there's been a lot of instances over the years. Anyway, my little title tells and Sussex squad, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will talk to you later. Bye.